Welcome back already to the 1v1 Solomid Championship here at TI4. I'm God, joined by Merlini. We've got semi-finals between Ferrari 430 and Resolution. Windranger versus Windranger, or Windrunner, as some may more know her as. And we're going to hop ourselves right into it. Resolution going to start on the Radiant side.
Noob chicken.
Prepare for
man.
battle.
It's a platinum baby Roshan versus the donkey.
GG already. Go next. How do you have the donkey? You get like a free courier from Valve. Oh, actually, I like the donkey more than the war pig.
No, the war pig's way better than donkey.
You think so?
I don't like
the free little
donkey.
war pig you get?
Well, Ferrari also has the immortal cape, whereas Resolution doesn't have
This
anything
is some
but
trash
commons and
tier
uncommons.
items.
Yeah.
What is this? I don't know.
Anyways, going back to the matchup, Ferrari going with the old school 5 branch into Tango build, and Resolution with the more new school no talisman into 3 branches.
Yep.
So Ferrari, he has to harass a lot early and try and keep Resolution down and make him think twice about going for CS because he doesn't actually
30
have any
seconds
regen
to
in case
battle.
Ferrari wants to play very aggressively. And of course, Resolution has to get off a pretty sick block. So apparently Windrunner with Max Windrun is the new build, but it doesn't actually scale that well. You only get 0.75 seconds per level, and you already have a very good baseline at 2.75
Yeah.
at level 1.
And you're not really getting close enough to ever apply the slow necessarily.
Oh yeah, that's very rare.
Normally you're staying at a distance, so... Alright, well the horn will blow and we'll pop ourselves into game
The
1 of a
battle
best of 3.
begins.
This is Windrunner mirror match. Game 2 will be a Lina versus Lina, and if we need a game 3 we'll go back to our tried and tested Shadow Fiend versus Shadow Fiend. So, Resolution on the Radiant side, Ferrari on the Dire. We expected last time to be this one of the more kind of farm-oriented matchups, but it didn't really end up that way. So we'll see if these two players take a similar
This one has a
approach or-
potential to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So we'll see how these players look to play, if it's going to be more farm-based or if they go for the early kills.
Pretty much a very
Steady.
even block.
That's-
No one won that one.
The most even block we've seen.
Both people are trying to redirect the creep wave so that they can get the aggro off the range creep, but it didn't happen.
Well, Ferrari did have to use a power shot there, but he did get himself the range creep last hit, so... Good start for Ferrari. He's actually got all 3 of the first last hits, and Resolution off to a rough start as he does finally get his first deny on the board. So we'll see Ferrari on his hill in a good position here, just because of the equilibrium now. So the first creep wave very even with equilibrium, but it's been pulled back to be in Ferrari's
I think
favor.
Ferrari could actually zone out starting at level 2 because Resolution doesn't have any
Yeah.
regen, and Ferrari is very far ahead in terms of CS. So I think he might start playing very aggressively soon. I see a courier coming out
Tangos.
for Resolution, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's only Tangos, and Ferrari's almost near top, and he's doing a fantastic job of dodging
it.
power shots. He's dodged 3 out of 3 so far, and continuously kept the creep wave on his hill, and is pushing into his tower. So Ferrari just doing everything right.
Alright, yeah, looking really good right now. The HP advantage is huge, and this is where Tangos will slowly heal up, sure, but you almost need to bring out a salve at some point. Or...
It's also troublesome for him to actually get to a tree.
Yes, like right now as he's okay, he pushes the wave out so he can use a Tengu here on the other side, but it's still very he's actually not using them right now. Okay, there we go. Walks very far. He's actually there's no rune pre 2 minutes. He's actually going to camp the rune. He's hoping for a rune.
Ferrari hasn't actually skilled his second skill point yet.
Okay.
So 2 points.
Oh wow,
he
that's
definitely
some
has a skill.
RNG.
Windrun.
Oh, he misses.
Oh no.
Windrun. He's just going to outrun it. He has a bottle here. Yeah, he's got bottles, so he can actually trade hits now with the bottle. He's left the courier there, so he's going to be bottle crowing more or less. So even though there's a DD rune, Ferrari can still do okay-ish with the power shots, man, and still holding on to skill points.
Denied.
Yeah, I think you pretty much have to pick up 1 level Windrun. It's not a surprise factor having 2 shackles as opposed to 1.
And you can go like a 4-4-0 build. I don't know.
You could technically get stats, but Windrun is just way
There
too
we
good.
go. You
That's
get
almost every time you're going to get a kill in this matchup, you're going to be tower diving.
Man, that DD rune just saves Resolution though. He was just playing. He was missing so much experience, so much from the lane when he just camped. He was camped there for a good like 15 seconds, zoned out by Ferrari. And
Yeah, I think Ferrari could have proceeded at that point, but it is very unfortunate that he did get that rune on the side. I don't think any other rune would have made that big of a difference except for that, especially since he didn't have a bottle yet.
yeah, Illusion is like comes close as far as the last
He can
hitting,
power
but
shot it down.
Yeah, exactly. You can actually deal with the Illusion. So Ferrari getting power shots spammed himself now. Resolution, has he gone bottle himself? Yeah, both players now with a bottle. Bottle Crow action happening on the dire side. There is going to be a magic wand fast from Ferrari, so this will open up some inventory space with all those branches of his, and things will kind of quieten down now. I don't think we'll see quite the same aggression we did earlier from RTZ and S4 necessarily.
Yeah, especially with the bottles coming out. RTZ not going on bottle, he is on a timeline. Both of these going for bottles, they aren't on any one. Yeah. They aren't on one whatsoever.
They could, yeah, they can. No, neither's going to get out farmed necessarily, or just they're not going to fall off. Going for the exact same item build basically means, hey, they're going to match up pretty well here. They're going to start trading hits here. There's level 2 Windranger from Resolution. He pops it early, and we'll keep trading hits here. Ferrari actually has the high ground advantage, holds onto his 4-minute rune coming up. It's an invis, and Ferrari with Windranger still up. That guarantees him this rune.
Well played, and a little bit of rune luck going both of these people's ways. And he does have invis and maybe can set up for something. He has yet again saved his skill point.
You've got a Bottle Crow. He actually upgrades his career just for this, so we'll see Resolution spam a couple power shots and send the bottle back home.
So he is a little bit vulnerable at this point, but Ferrari, he's not really taking advantage of it. He could post up right next to Resolution and zone him out from the creep wave, but Resolution's still pulling ahead in terms of CS. Nice power shots.
With these 2 power shots hitting, I'd like to see, like you said, Ferrari just to post up, get aggressive with his positioning and try and zone him out a bit more. He's actually gone for stats over the second point in win run. Wow. Plus $7 stats.
And no level in Shackle. Wow, that's very, very surprising.
He's going super greedy farm mode in some ways here.
Well, it does give you more right-click damage too, to be fair. But at the same time, if you want to right-click damage, you could not
more HP, more damage. At some point, it gives you an extra point in armor when you get your agi to a high enough level. So, yeah, it's not a bad choice by any means.
But at the same time, you can compensate for that with items. You can't compensate for armor with skill points or, you know, mana regeneration with skill points. Well, I guess technically you can slightly, but not to the point where it's actually effective.
Picks up a Bastia Ring as well, which does mean he wants to be able to at least pressure the tower when he pushes out these waves. And if you put Resolution on the back foot, you can zone him out and get some chip damage dealt to this tower. So he'll start getting to work on the right clicks there, but very minimal damage.
Yeah, Resolution hasn't been channeling a lot of his power shots just to ensure that they actually connect. Ferrari will miss a power shot on Resolution, but all in all, still very, very even. Ferrari pulling slightly ahead in last hits and knives, but a lot of it may come down to the 6-minute rune. Resolution, he's barely keeping up with Bottle Crow. See, if he had the Shackle shot right there, I mean, he can...
God, he's going. Oh, misses the power shot. That would have been a killing blow here. Ferrari going to keep trading hits though. He's got another power shot soon. There is a win run available. He's going to use it. Resolution's going to battle this one out. Ferrari's bottling up during the win run, and this means Resolution could be done for. He power shots, but not enough damage.
That was so aggressive by Resolution. He needed a flask to compensate for him taking so much damage. He had like 200 HP by the time his bottle came out again, and that's not going to be enough to kill him up. Well played by Ferrari.
No, that was like the first finish where I feel like Resolution didn't even come close. Like so many of these other times where when they finally commit to a kill, it's been like neck and neck, 50 HP, 5 HP. Ferrari was like he never even had any.
I think Resolution also went for Focus Fire too.
Okay,
so that's not the best man fighting build.
Yeah,
in terms of that situation.
Game 1, Windranger goes to Ferrari. Game 2 is going to be Lina versus Lina. Bit of an unpredictable matchup there, and not a hero that's very easy to last hit with as far as animation goes.
I'm curious whether people are going to max Fiery Soul or skip it altogether. Or just 1 point.
Maybe 1 point for the value. Like you go 1-1-1 and then max your Dragon Slave is what I would guess, but who knows?
That seems most reasonable.
Looking forward to some Lina action, or maybe we'll get another level 1 GG coming out from the Lina versus Lina. But guys, stick around. We've got the semifinals of the 1v1 TI4 Solo Mid Championship coming up after a quick break. Welcome back, everybody, to the 1v1 Mid Championship here at TI4. We've got Resolution of Team Empire taking on Ferrari 430 of Team Invictus Gaming. Semifinals, IG's Ferrari leading 1-0. It's going to be a Lina versus Lina showdown, and, well, we like to talk cosmetics, and there's a very clear edge as far as cosmetics are concerned right here.
Arcana plus unusual Platinum Baby Roshan. Is it unusual? Yeah, unusual Platinum Baby Roshan versus Resolution with pretty much a naked one and a donkey. Well,
wow. No
frills. Anyways, this is a differing in the builds. Again, we saw S4 actually go for a 2-branch start to a bottle rush in the game that RTZ lost very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And this time Lina starting out with 3 branches on Resolution, and we see Ferrari with 5 branches and tangos. He has done this, I think, almost every single match, bar
Yeah.
one.
One game he went for the circlet. I think it was a Quap
one
game
game
earlier.
he went for circlet, and every other game he's gone for 5 branches. And
30
tangos.
seconds to battle.
So, interesting. I mean, he likes that just safety guarantee. Like, he'll get his bottle, like, he's a bit slower than Resolution there, but in theory, maybe the extra stats, the regen, helps him out, so.
Well, it's a nice middle ground because if you have your bottle out at like 30 seconds, it's too early. If you have it out at like 2 minutes and 10 seconds, it's a little late, which is usually around the time that you get it with a no talisman. And if you're like on decent skill level with the opponent, you'll get it like maybe 20 seconds earlier, which means you can get a rune, which gives you a big advantage. So, Ferrari, it just really depends on the game and the player.
Alright, well, we'll see Ferrari start things off with a good old-fashioned RTZ block. Resolution on the dire side. We're doing some blocking of his own. Lina, decent movement speed, does make the blocking a little bit different to do with 295 movement speed, and Ferrari so far, I think he's got the slightly better block. Well, it's going to actually end up being pretty close. Yeah, pretty much even here. Even gets a right click off.
Wait,
so.
The range creep is getting knocked down, so actually I think Resolution's slightly better. Ferrari has skilled up Dragon Slave, as has Resolution. None of them going for that very difficult to hit Light Strike away. At least not yet.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah, I was about to say, if Ferrari wanted, he could maybe get a bit of, if he got a good block, he could get aggressive on Resolution since he has no HP regen, but hasn't happened in Resolution. Already has money for his bottle. So that's a good news for him. He can just bring that out right off the bat. Start spam. This is just going to be a Dragon Slave spamming match, it feels like.
To be fair, I think that is where it's at. You might even just go 1-1-1 in stat, so you have more mana to spam it, so you get more fiery souls. But
like 1-1. Well, you still want to max Dragon Slave?
You don't have to. You can go 1-1-1. It does take increased mana. It just depends on what you want to do. You can, if you want to rely on right click damage from fiery soul, you can max fiery soul, or you can max stats, so you get a ton of mana and your right clicks hit very, very hard. Alternatively, you can just go a lot of mana regen, or like no talisman plus bottle, so you can just spam Dragon Slave and hopefully nuke him to death. This depends on what the opponents go to. If they go a heavy right click damage build, you want to go heavy nuke build. If they go a heavy tank build, you probably want to go heavy attack damage.
It's pretty interesting. Like, already they've differed. Ferrari's gone for the early fiery soul level 2 Resolution. 2-1, no fiery soul at all. He's gone for a fast magic stick.
Whoa, Ferrari!
Oh dear.
That's a lot. I think that might actually be a kill, because
that looks like it's either gonna be a kill. Like, he's gonna get one more right click and a Dragon Slave off.
And Resolution is quite the gentleman.
Looking at CS, it's very even. Like.
Yeah, I don't think that either one has an edge until.
I mean,
this
obviously,
point.
right now Resolution's in a great position, but yeah, it was very even up until that point. Both had just been spamming their Dragon Slave. Resolution had his bottle. Ferrari didn't have his bottle, but that's just because of the build. Ferrari's bottle was about.
I think it'd be fair if Resolution just let him live right here, and then they just kind of reset. Sure, Ferrari takes like 200, 250 damage, but
I think that's true. He's got his bottle here. He can bottle Crow.
In the grand scheme of things, it's not that big, as opposed to a remake where you might not have like the same block, etc. So
yeah, if you remake and then one person messes up their block and you'd lose because of that, it's like, well, that kind of sucks. So I think you could just let him live and then heal up with the bottle, and if you get a rune, hey, you're fantastic. Or otherwise, you bottle Crow and you're still doing pretty well. So
So Resolution has actually chosen to bottle Crow, which means he won't be able to bottle the 2-minute rune unless Ferrari doesn't check. But Ferrari, with his bottle timing right before the 2-minute mark, this is the benefit of the 5-branch build. And if he gets a rune, he is
that's assuming he lives. On the fast
assuming he lives.
Will Resolution?
He can get like a Dragon Slave, right click, move, right click, move, right click. I only think it takes 2 right clicks, but you want to have 3 to be safe.
Yeah, I think he's definitely got 2 right clicks out of this, and that'll be more than enough.
He definitely should die from here in a normal situation.
It's 170 damage and the 2 right clicks. I mean, there is some reduction there, but this is a guaranteed kill if Resolution wants it. But I imagine we'll be seeing either a remake or we'll see Resolution let Ferrari live off of this one. Unless, I don't know, I'm not sure what else will happen, but who knows? We're in a different location. We're actually at the Valve offices while these players are competing at the hotel and the conference rooms over there. So we're kept in the dark. Not too sure what's going on, but hopefully getting things underway. Referee says remake. It's pretty much even on CS, and they decide it's going to be the best way to get about this, guys. So we'll hop ourselves into a remake of this game. We left. Okay, we're leaving. Referee said it, so it's not on me. There we go. We'll pop on in here. So guys, we should be remaking fairly soon, and you haven't missed out on too much. Liquid and MVP going on over on the mainstream. It looks like Liquid coming close to sealing the deal with a 2-0 of MVP. A very close game one, but it was one of those matchups where I felt like MVP really needed to win game one. Otherwise, once they lose game one, Liquid gets some... Liquid's all about confidence. They are often very lacking in confidence.
Well, they also can't give up Lycan twice in a row.
Yeah.
And not be able to handle it. It's okay to give up Lycan if you're confident that you can handle it, but after losing it to game one and his split push was a big problem and Roshan control, you can't give it up again.
People just seem to have forgotten how good Lycan is. Even after the nerf, like he was banned all the time every game, and at Starlighter, DK beat Lycan a bunch, and after Starlighter, team's like, oh, we don't have to ban Lycan, DK can deal with it. That means Lycan's not a good hero, but...
That was only on Radiant. They still respect it
Yeah.
on Dire. Unless they significantly
And they've
outskill the
also
team.
lost... I mean, okay, they beat at Starlight, but since then, at WPC and other Chinese tournaments, they started losing to Lycan, even Radiant Lycan, so... It was like Starlighter they did well, but like it wasn't even a consistent thing that they were beating all these Lycans. So I think Lycan's... I know in my compendium I feel that I think I chose Lycan as the most banned hero, and I feel it should be the most banned hero, but it might, if it's not, it's going to get picked a lot.
Congratulations to Liquid for being
All right.
the 16th team at the International 4.
That's good stuff. America has another team to cheer for. So you got your EG, half of Cloud9, and now Team Liquid as well. Oh, Navi USA, can't forget them. Excuse me. This is the biggest American representation at a TI, I believe. Is that fair to say?
I would say so. Well, and they have the strongest representation too.
Yeah, I think it's the strongest. Yeah, the strongest representation ever. But I don't know about sheer numbers. Like even like EG Liquid, both teams have a European player, but they got four American players on both teams. Well, America slash
Cloud9
Canada.
have Americans?
Cloud9 has 2 Canadians.
Yeah, that's not America.
Well, I mean, like when I say America,
North-
I mean like
North
North
America?
America.
Okay.
But
America's.
Cloud9 has a couple, and then Navi USA is like 3 or 4 USA and 1 or 2 Canada.
Snakings, Vancouver, 1437's Toronto.
Okay, so 3 USA, 2. So yeah, I think this is the most USA players at a TI.
And
Well, USA slash Canada.
we should be headed into game 2 very shortly.
Yeah, you guys can see the lobby, what's going on. It looks like the players are about ready. Waiting on Resolution to give the word, and we should be good to go here. So it's going to be a full remake, which is unfortunate, but it was pretty even. And taking aside the Lina versus Lina game we saw between Artesia and S4, I feel like this is probably how it's going to pan out. Like, just both players spamming their Dragon Slave, trading CS for CS. It's hard to get denies because you're just using your nukes to last hit, so...
Yeah, the thing about these 1v1 matchups is like no matter how many times you've practiced it, like let's say you have a practice partner, let's say like S4 and RTZ play together a lot, the opponent that you're against will almost certainly play differently than the player that you're against, which means that your skill build will have to differ a lot. Okay. So, like, if you want to go a very aggressive build and get a kill, I'd say that getting an early level Light Strike Array is better. If you're playing very passively and CSing a lot and going for Fiery Soul harass, then you want to max Dragon Slave. So it always depends, and there's no like best general build for the or for going into the game. You have to play it as it develops. So I'm curious to see whether they're both going to go with what they stuck with. Ferrari went for a 2-0-1 and Resolution went for a 2-1-0.
Well, yeah, it's like you say, you're playing passively, you don't really need the Light Strike Array. You just want to farm, you just want to... And if they go on you, you have that extra movement speed from your Fiery Soul to help get you away from them just that little bit quicker. So.
I think that's pretty much what this might boil down to is, are you going to be able to hit your Light Strike Arrays?
Yeah. Because I don't think either player is going to... Well, do you think they level up Light Strike Array at all?
I don't think so. The other skills
Fiery
are way...
Soul just
Lina.
Well...
better?
You'll get 4-1-1-1, and I doubt it'll get past level 7.
Yeah.
So Dragon Slave is just faster cast, it's faster travel time, it's a very wide AoE and very long range of a spell, so it's just almost guaranteed damage, whereas Light Strike Array, if you miss it, it's wasted mana, it's not the longest cooldown, 7 seconds cooldown, but still, that cast time is fairly long. But you want at least one level of it so you can keep Fiery Soul stacks. Unlike Warpath, it will refresh every time you cast a spell.
Yeah, well, and then as far, I mean, you talk about likely not to last past level 6, level 7, Laguna Blade doing a lot of burst damage. What kind of item builds do you think we need to be seeing here to actually
You need
try and
HP.
stay
I
alive?
would say like Null Talisman, Bracers, Magic Stick, and Treads is what you should go for in this matchup. You have to be able to withstand a Dragon Slave plus Light Strike Array plus Laguna plus like 2 or 3 right clicks, and that's a lot of damage to deal with.
Magic Wand is essential, I would say, in this matchup. That's where both players will start with the 3 branches, transitions very nicely into a Magic Wand.
30 seconds
And with all the
to
spam
battle.
coming out and the Bottle Crow action that we'll probably be seeing to sustain mana, you'll get charges left, right, and center. So
I think you also have to get boots too. I think a lot of the matchups we've seen people forego boots, but you have to be able to dodge a Light Strike Arrays, especially if they rely on it. But if they don't go Light Strike Arrays, you don't actually have to.
I want to see some phase
get
boots.
boots.
Let's see like some
Phase
phase drums. Maybe not phase drums, but like
Phase drums isn't bad.
phase. I guess treads is so good because I mean you talk about tanking up. Treads is probably one of the more
The
cost-efficient
battle
ways to actually
begins.
tank up.
But
great-
phase is better. Like you can just straight up avoid the damage instead of having to take it up. But power treads is a much safer option,
If you
which
can-
a lot of players will opt for.
If you avoid a light strike rate because of phase boots, it could theoretically win you the game. So possibilities. But we'll see if we even get to that stage. I mean, this is one of those matchups which can end very quickly. We may not even see.
I would say it ends before completed boots.
Yes. Yeah. It's likely to end at level 6. Although I guess if your opponent hits level 6 and you're on the back foot, you just may try to play ultra passive. But we'll see. Ferrari gets things going with the Dragon Slave, gets a last hit and some harass. A lot more right click harass coming out this time. And Resolution. Last time he got his fast bottle. This time around, gets an early last hit and a deny. He needs to get that second last hit because the second last hit is what gets him his bottle. And it looks like he should be able to do so under his tower. Misses that.
That's actually pretty significant because it will delay him at least like 10-15 seconds, and if he misses this and Ferrari goes on his hill and bullies him like he does right now, Resolution's going to be really far behind, but luckily he does get it.
But he's getting bullied out for these next couple creeps. Those are Light Strike Array just to try and push Ferrari out. First Blood could be coming soon if Resolution isn't careful. This start, much more in favor of the Chinese solo mid player, that is IG's Ferrari. More Dragon Slave coming out. Once he has his bottle here, he'll be A-okay.
No, you don't.
Resolution has a chance to reset though at the 2-minute rune. Fill up his HP pool. Oh, so close.
Oh, that miss. Even if it lands with a Dragon Slave and one more right click, could be a kill if he chases, but...
Bottle was right there, and Ferrari...
He sent his courier backpack and he needs to bring this back. He may need to pull a throw. I guess he's going to hope for a rune.
Yeah, he's counted for the 2-minute rune, and Ferrari doing very excellent in terms of CS. Will get his bottle before the 2-minute rune too, and it looks like he might drop a branch or a tango to get this, but a lot of it is on this 2-minute rune. And looks like Resolution has actually switched builds, going for the 1-1-1 instead of the 2-1-0. So some difference in between game 1 and game 2. Ferrari sticking with his guns, 2-0-1.
We'll see that 2-minute rune, and Resolution probably going to peek top and hope and pray it's not there. And Ferrari, when he sees him coming back empty-handed, will know it's bottom, and then he's going to head bottom. He sees no rune in Resolution. He now knows it's bottom lane. He can zone Resolution out. This is so bad for Resolution. Resolution has got a Bottle Crow at this stage, and Ferrari...
At least he doesn't miss micro the courier.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot worse.
Ferrari doesn't even have to go for the rune yet. He can actually stay like mid lane, leech XP, until he like sees Resolution go past, and he probably knows Resolution is going to Bottle Crow, so he can just wait it out, but he's going to go for it now.
Ooh, Invis.
Finds
That's
an Invis.
actually pretty cheeky. He could Invis behind. I don't know if he's going to go for that aggressive of a play, but no, looks
Snipe
like
the
he will
courier?
not. Yeah,
Let's see
he
it.
Could, he could. Especially since it's super slow and Resolution's doing very...
He would have to wait a long time. Like, you look where the courier is now, like, if he was waiting here, he would have to be waiting a good...
Oh! He misses the Light Strike Array!
You can't miss that!
Oh my goodness, Ferrari could have sealed the deal right there!
Oh, dearie me. He's going for it anyways. He wants to go for the Dragon Slave. He hits it! First Blood Ferrari. That range finds Resolution.
This one.
Very nice bullying by Ferrari. He sees a small opportunity. Resolution misses the rune, and he makes him pay so heavily for it.
As much as the restart did definitely hurt Resolution a little bit. Like, Resolution had a much better start in game 1. The fact that Ferrari could do that just shows that he was much better at punishing his opponent. Whereas Resolution, he had a decent start in game 1, but he never really punished Ferrari. He just stayed on par with him. Like, that was a very even game. But Ferrari, he gets the slightest edge, and he takes the advantage to the next level.
So, finals will be Ferrari 430 versus S4. Wow. And it's the same matchups as round 1.
IG versus Alliance, they're solo mid players. The TI2 champion, solo mid player taking the TI3 champion on, so...
It'll be fun.
Puck, Quap, and SF if it goes to a game 3.
Who do you favor?
I predicted this yesterday. When people asked me who do you think is going to win, everyone's like, oh, FY is going to win. I'm like, I think Ferrari's going to win it, so...
I favor Ferrari over S4.
I'm just going to stick by that because I like to believe that my prediction yesterday was correct, so...
Believe.
S4 is actually, he's really impressed me with his mechanics and laning though. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talk about him being a tempo controller, playing like his kind of initiators and mid game, like his mid game play, like his Puck, his Magnus, but his mechanics are up there with the best of them.
Definitely.
So, it'll be a great matchup, guys. I think that is going to be coming up pretty soon, so stick around here on the, I believe, TI4 3 channel, as well as on the main channel. I think Liquid have qualified. They've now secured their spot in the international, so we'll have this 1v1 grand final all over the TI4 coverage. I'm God's joining Ms. Molini. Don't go anywhere.